There's one video about the part in DK64 where you have to beat the arcade game and how it's hard, and some highly sophisticated person in the comments started a long thread about how they had to laugh as there was nothing particularly difficult about this challenge. Christ. I hate when people are super elitist about that kind of thing. Like, you are in no position to control what people have difficulty with. You know, the weirdest insults like Road Apple and Slow Doug, which they also trademarked. What? I kind of want to hunt down this dude's comment chain. I'm curious. Name is Maxim Recoil 6 years ago. There it is! Found it! I fucking found it! Holy shit! Okay. Okay. Last little thing in the stream here. We won't go too much longer. I swear, these post streams just get longer and longer. I'm mostly okay with that. We got it. Your description is funny. There's nothing particularly difficult about this. It is just the first 4 stages of arcade Donkey Kong. Back in about 2000 or so, my nephew, who was 10 at the time, called me on the phone asking if I could help him beat a game. Since I lived next door, I went over there, and he and a few friends were all sitting in front of the TV, each giving this DK Arcade challenge a try, and all of them failing. They had been at it for hours, and they had completed the rest of the game, and this was the only thing left. I took the controller and sat down, and I beat it first try. And no, I've never played Donkey Kong 64 before. My nephew and his friends were shocked. I said, haven't you kids ever played the real Donkey Kong before? Of course this is boomer elitism. Of course this is boomer elitism. Oh my god. I've never played Donkey Kong on an actual arcade machine when I was growing up in the 80s, except for one time when I was 6 years old in 1981, which doesn't really count. Oh my god, there's no way this isn't bait! But I played it a lot on the Atari 2600, 7800, and ColecoVision when I was growing up. This version you played is just the arcade ROM running on an emulator, so the things you think are different than the arcade version are not actually different. Apparently, the kids that have grown up playing 3D video games, which became the dominant type of home video games when the Sony PlayStation and Nintendo 64, what does this have to do with anything, aren't actually good at games. Holy shit! Most modern games don't require the type of hand-eye coordination and reflexes that the old 2D arcade-style games required. Oh my god! Holy shit, there's no way this isn't some dumb bait comment. Thus, these things don't develop well with kids these days. Holy shit, this dude is such a boomer elitist. By the way, the yellow things are rivets, not bricks. And you don't have to jump over them. You can simply walk over them. You only have to jump if you go back over the empty gap that's left after removing the rivet. I guess hammering away at the same 4 stages, spending hundreds of quarters makes you a better gamer than somebody playing 3D games. You seem to be mistaking skill with muscle memory and familiarity. I guess you... Oh my god, he gets so mean! I guess your reading disability makes you special? What? Holy shit! Oh my god, this is too much. In other words, I did not spend hundreds of quarters, nor any at all, on DK. Simpleton. Fucking bringing out the simpleton. By the way, practically everything that we call skill is a matter of muscle memory and familiarity. Is a pro hockey player skilled? Yes? What if you took away his muscle memory? Okay, but wait a minute. Sports aren't necessarily about muscle memory, right? Like, sports are about dynamically reacting to something that's happening in front of you. I'm not insane, right? I, like, the reason that people who grew up playing... Okay, first off, I'd like to mention that the kid that he is railing on is 10. The kid that he is saying, oh, kids just suck at video games now because how dare 3D video games exist? He's fucking 10. He is 10. 10. 10. Holy shit. Oh. Let's see, people who grew up playing this type of video game tend to be better at them in general, including ones from the era where they've never specifically played much or at all than kids these days is because skill sets from one thing are practically transferable to other similar things. Wait a minute, but by that logic, right, then skills from 3D games should be transferable to 2D games, which for the most part they are. Right? Like, I don't know, if anything, it kind of doesn't work in the other direction because getting used to 3D games is much more difficult than getting used to 2D games. A pro hockey player would be an instant expert at rollerblading? No, he wouldn't! He absolutely would not be! These are two separate skill sets. Hockey is about, like, you know, it's sport. It's about, like, fucking figuring out what your opponents are doing and, like, reacting to that. Whereas rollerblading is more like, fucking... I mean, of course, there's a couple different kinds of rollerblading, but, like... You know, I would not expect a hockey player to suddenly be good at, like, figure skating, you know? Like, what? He'd instantly be pretty good at downhill skiing? No! Oh my god. Someone who was good at Pac-Man already had a head start on being good at Ladybug, Thief, or other similar maze games? Okay, what is Ladybug? Ladybug game. Oh, God. Fucking arcade game. This is Pac-Man. The reason this skill is transferable is because this is Pac-Man. They stole this. This is Pac-Man. Just really poorly designed Pac-Man. What the fuck are these dead ends? Oh my god. It's that clear, youngster. My mistake. I thought you were saying you had played it a ton in the 80s. Definitely didn't need a lecture from somebody who just assumes they're older than me, though. I could do without the insults for simply missing the negation never to. Just because the game is 3D doesn't mean it takes no skill to play or beat that game. Go play Dark Souls and see how useful your 2D game skills help you finish that game. How difficult a game is has nothing to do with how modern it is. It is completely dependent upon the game's design. Your tirade about youngsters not being good at video games makes you look like an idiot. Just because the game is 3D doesn't mean it takes no skill. In reality, as opposed to your reading disability-fueled delusion, I never said any such thing. What is up with this dude and reading disabilities? What the fuck? Most modern games don't require the type of hand-eye coordination and reflexes that old 2D arcade-style games. Yeah, well, okay, no duh. 2D arcade-style games... First off, they all had different controllers. They were all insane. And second, they were designed to suck quarters out of you. Of course they were harder. Newer games are designed to be finished. They are designed to tell a story and have you enjoy playing them. Oh my god. If not for your unfortunate... Again with the reading disability thing. I just want to say, if anyone in my audience has dyslexia, fuck this guy. Y'all are perfect. There. You would know that 2D versus 3D isn't the point. The style of gameplay is the point. Okay, but no. No, though. Like... Where is it? Where does he say it? Apparently, the kids that have grown up playing 3D video games aren't actually good at video games. He says this. He's cherry-picking what he wrote to not seem like a dick. Yes, even if you don't have dyslexia, fuck this guy. Oh my god. It just so happens that old arcade-style games are usually 2D, and modern home console computer games are 3D, but if you make the same, or make a 3D game with the 3D old arcade-style gameplay, it would obviously still require the same type of hand-eye coordination and reflexes that the old 2D arcade-style games required. I really don't understand what he's going off about. It is absurd to try and name modern games that you think are hard, such as Dark Souls, in quotes, because any major modern title you can name has been beaten by thousands, hundreds of thousands, or even millions of people? Wait a minute, since when has the number of people who have finished a game directly fucking, like, related to how difficult it is? Dark Souls is insanely hard, but it has a really good gameplay loop that pushes you to finish it. Like, what? They can be beaten by almost anyone who wants to put some time into it, because you never truly die, what with infinite saves and continues. Compare that to how many people have gotten to the kill screen in Donkey Kong, or past level 5 in Carnival, Sega Arcade 1980, i.e. hardly anyone, relatively speaking. Okay, well, first off, fucking getting to the kill screen in Donkey Kong is a stupid task, because, like, yeah, sure, technically it's the quote-unquote ending of Donkey Kong, but, like, why would you do that? It doesn't net you anything. You play through 4 levels of Donkey Kong, that's it. You're done. You've seen the whole game. Why would anyone continue to, what, stage 22 or whatever that the kill screen is? And second, like, okay, yeah, you can get to the end of these games now, because the games want you to get to the end of them. They are not designed to just suck money out of your pocket 24/7. I mean, debatably. Someone in the thread called him Cranky Kong? Oh my god. Yeah, no, the loops do stop getting harder at some point. It's just... arcade games were designed to suck quarters. See, he acknowledges it. Like, this is not a good thing. This is bad, actually. This is bad game design. Longer you would play on a single quarter, less money the machine could make, so they wanted the average game to be over in a minute or two. Enough time to make a player feel as though he got his money's worth, hopefully not too frustrated to try again, but not so long that the machine isn't making much money. You're tirade about youngsters, blah blah blah. Only from the perspective of a reading-disabled idiot. Again! A perspective which is utterly irrelevant. What? What? How do you... Hold on, I gotta zoom on this. Oh no, no, the website is breaking. YouTube is not designed for this. There you go. You know, I might just upload this separately. You claim that kids who grew up playing 3D video games aren't actually good at video games, completely based on your own anecdotal experience, which is unreliable at best. The fact that you think every modern game has been beaten by thousands or millions, has unlimited saves, shows just how ignorant you actually are. You cannot stop with the reading disability bullshit, because it makes you sound like a pretentious douche. Oh, you can stop with it. Okay. Let's see. No, numbnuts, that wasn't the evidence, anecdotal or otherwise. That was an example which illustrated the logic-based point, which I'll repeat the second time. Most modern video games don't require the same type of hand-eye coordination and reflexes that old 2D arcade-style games required, thus these things don't develop with kids these days. Hey, do you guys know what my favorite genre of video game is? Robert might know. In fact... like, anyone who's watched my streams or knows me in real life for any decent chunk of time would know that my favorite style of video game is rhythm game. Like, hands down. And don't require the type of hand-eye coordination and reflexes the old 2D arcade-style games required. So you are telling me that some of the most ridiculous arcade machines I have ever fucking played on... This guy's made 26 comments, I'm pretty sure all of them were on this thread, me too. Like, fucking Musica arcade rhythm game. You are telling me that this thing does not require the same amount of hand-eye coordination? Hold on. Oh man, it is not. Google, I'm waiting on you, buddy. No, that's not Musica. Where's Musica? The fuck? This one's a little harder to find because I think it was discontinued a couple years ago. There it is! This thing right here, it's not a very good image. Is this a better image? This is a better image. You're telling me that this thing, which by the way, the upper things spin. You have to fucking spin those things to, like, get them to respond, like, at certain moments. So, you're telling me that this thing doesn't require the same hand-eye coordination as fucking Donkey Kong? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Let's see. Name some major modern console or PC titles where one false move kills you. Dark Souls. And 3 false moves permanently ends the game. Okay, but that's not good game design, though. That's actually distinctly bad game design. Also Touhou. Like, it's Touhou. Touhou is the game he's asking us to name. Touhou is exactly this hard. And you know what? Touhou is only enjoyed by a really fringe number of people because it is so hard. Leaving no option but to start over completely from the beginning on your next try. Again, this is not the same... This is bad game design. He is advocating for video games to be designed worse. You establish your reading disability when you fail to quote or otherwise present what I said correctly, which proves you didn't comprehend it. No, we comprehend it. We just think you're an asshole, Maxim Recoil. Fucking... Oh my god, he has uploads. This dude's channel has uploaded before. Oh. Yeah, me too. I want to see this guy play Project Eva Future Tone. I want to see him do it. And every time he fucks up an input, I'm just going to be like, oh, you boomers just don't have the hand-eye coordination because your old arcade games didn't take as much skill as this. Like, there are songs, by the way, in the fucking EX Extremes that I can't clear. And I have been playing that game for well over 300 hours at this point. Like, oh my god. Since you are clearly the one with reading comprehension problems, I'll quote it for you and break it down Barney style. This is the worst person on the internet. Comical irony from the well-established idiot with an equally well-established reading disability. Obviously, to someone who has played it for hundreds of hours, isn't going to find it as difficult as some people trying it for the first time. This is another reading disability alert. TM. Oh, he trademarked it. You were right. He's trademarking these for you. I said, I never played Donkey Kong on an actual arcade machine, which doesn't really, except for one time when I was 6, which doesn't count. In other words, simpleton, I never played arcade Donkey Kong for hundreds of hours, nor 1 hour, nor even 1 minute. I had only played home console ports. Okay, but you've already seen the level design, right? And on top of that, this minigame is designed with only 1 life. Let's see, which were a far cry from the actual game code. However, this speaks to my point. I grew up playing video games that require similar skill sets. I mean, yeah, sure, that's fine. You grew up with similar skill sets, so you're more used to this kind of game, and thus you were able to jump into this one and do good at it. This does not mean you get the right to insult people who find this minigame hard. Because it's still the first time a lot of people have ever played Donkey Kong, and the game is expecting you to do it in 1 life. Remember it, the sentences in bold are always him quoting other people. Yeah. So for example, someone who's good at Space Invaders will have a head start in Galaxian or Galaga. Wait a minute, then what game is helping you clear Donkey Kong? I can't think of a single arcade game that helps you beat Donkey Kong. Like, I don't know, am I insane? Whatever. Like maybe Mario Brothers, you know? Let's see. We'll have a head start, hold on. We'll have a head start on Galaxian or Galaga or hundreds of other arcade-style vertical shooters compared to someone who has never played any video games at all, who has only played irrelevant video games like Dark Souls. Is that clear? Slow, Doug. Do elaborate on how being born in the different generation of video games makes one not actually good at them. I already elaborated more on, and here's what, for the first time, most modern video games require the same type of hand-eye coordination and reflexes the old 2D arcade-style games required. Thus, these things don't develop well in kids these days. Okay, again, I see his point, but it doesn't mean he gets to be an asshole. You're not insane, but maybe you have a reading disability? You're right. I just have sudden dyslexia, you know? I didn't have dyslexia before this, but now that I'm reading his comments, it gave me dyslexia. Since you fail Reading Comprehension 101 forever, I suggest you find someone significantly smarter than yourself to read that for you and explain it with the simplest possible terms. Okay, yeah. No, he sees what you say, right? But he disagrees that this means anything. Your long-witted wall of text is blah blah blah. Reading disability alert part 7. Once again, my experience was an example which illustrated the logic-based point. Most modern games don't require hand-eye coordination, blah blah blah. This is like the 6th time he said this. We get it, dude. You're just a dick. Different types of skills are required to play different games. Obviously, the types of skills that develop from playing modern games are mostly relevant to classic arcade games. Okay, yeah. So what? You're using this to, like, put yourself above people. That makes you an asshole. Like, I don't know. Yeah, no, he does love repeating himself. That is his favorite fucking thing to do. So you have no relevant or useful data to back up your claim. Got it. Once again! Since you have had several chances now to present a valid argument disputing the logic behind the statement, you consistently failed to do so. Consider it your tactic... I don't know how to say it. Your concession that the entire matter. Okay. Logic behind that statement is irrelevant because you claim that kids growing up playing 3D games aren't actually good at video games, not just old-school arcade games. This is just another example of your reading difficulties, i.e. your inability to understand context. What context? It's the first line! Right? It's like the first line! Fucking... No, it's not the first line. It's this line, right here. Apparently the kids that have grown up playing 3D video games, blah 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 blah, aren't actually good at video games. And the reason this is a blah 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 is because he's just giving context to 3D video games for some reason, which didn't need to be here. This guy is insane. They completed the rest of the game. Donkey Kong Arcade Challenge was the only thing left. So obviously they're good enough at modern type games to complete all the modern parts of Donkey Kong 64. You know, I highly doubt that this was the only thing left, because Donkey Kong 64 had insane collectibles hidden in it that weren't discovered until, like, recently. So I highly doubt they had everything in Donkey Kong 64. I hope he says Slow Doug again. Obviously, they were good enough to require, or at more modern type games, blah, blah, blah. Given that, and given the context, when I said kids have grown up playing... Okay, wait, no, but if you meant that kids just aren't good at arcade games, then say kids aren't good at arcade games. Don't say that they aren't good at video games, and then get mad at people for saying that you said that. I'm obviously referring to old arcade-style video games. Obvious to anyone without a reading disability. There's the reading disability again. Why is he so stuck on this? Also, in my phrasing, there is an implication that I don't consider typical modern video games to be real video games. Oh my god! How can you fucking... He's making my brain melt, guys. He's making my brain melt. How do you not consider modern video games to be video games? Because the level of talent required to complete or otherwise advance far in them is a joke? Hold on. Dark Souls Death Stats. There's this wonderful fucking website called DarkSoulsDeaths.com. That I love, that tells you the average deaths per fucking playthrough or whatever, right? And it tells you how far people make it, right? This is, I mean, granted, this is older data, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt. However, Completion rate within the current playthrough? Notice, completion rate. New game, it's only at like 60% at the time that this data was taken. I don't know, when was this website established? It doesn't say. Yeah, the completion rate is only like 60 some odd %, and a lot of people fucking stop like right at Ornstein and Smo, by the way. Yeah, and Orlando is like a sharp drop off. Like, this is the greatest slow dug ever, you're right. Like, Jesus Christ, does this dude have a problem with people not only seeing the ending of a video game, but video games telling stories in general? Like, is that what this guy is mad about? I don't even fucking know, dude. I don't know what he's mad about. Let's see, and on top of that, let's talk about the fact that the game he is talking about here is Donkey Kong 64, a game which is not considered easy by any stretch of the imagination, and most people don't even fucking finish it. Like, what? I don't consider typical modern video games to be real video games because the level of talent required to complete or otherwise advance far in them is a joke. For example, someone would have to play Defender, 1980 Williams Arcade, regularly for weeks just to get past the first few waves. Yeah, and that's bad. That's a bad game design because it's designed to continually drain quarters out of your pockets. It's bad. Just to be able to play longer for more than a couple or few minutes at a time. If anything, I don't consider that a real video game. If anything, I flipped the script on him. That is not a real video game. Because video games are about having fun, and that is not fun. That is about time wasting in, like, the 80s. Am I wrong? You have a tacit, I think is how that's supposed to be said. Obviously, oh yeah, my reading disability is showing, clearly. Given weeks of time... any modern video game, blah, 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 remains noted, by the way. Oh my god. Fuck me, you're an obnoxious person to listen to. Make yourself sound like you're a grown man in these posts. Yet you continue insulting people like a child. What amazes me most is that you dedicated this much time to arguing such an insignificant and opinionated point. We get it. You think arcade games are harder than modern games, and modern gamers aren't real gamers, because their definition of fun gameplay isn't quarter-gobbling games that constantly punishing them. So what? What is even the point of this argument past saying, I think my games are better, bite me? The amount of cognitive dissonance in your posts is really amusing, to say the least. So people who aren't used to playing old school games aren't good at old school games. I'm just glad you were smart enough to figure that one out. Next time, don't be so intentionally misleading with your posts so you don't hurt yourself trying to explain yourself. Oh boy, here we go. How many more fucking replies are here? Oh my god, it keeps going! Oh my god, I don't know if we're gonna have time for this whole fucking thing. In the few more replies here, he invents another catchphrase. We'll go for a few more replies. We'll go for like, I don't know what, like 10 more minutes probably. And then I'll cut it here. I'll bookmark this page. We'll come back to this and we'll read more of it. What do you say? Because this is gold. Let's see. You clearly don't have a clue as to what cognitive dissonance means, given that it has zero application here. Here, let's find some cognitive dissonance, right? Fucking... irrelevant video games like Dark Souls. I don't know. I feel like we could draw some cognitive dissonance out of that. Oh, you know what? Here's a piece of cognitive dissonance. Fucking the fact that he is talking about how it takes people weeks of quarter munching to get through one arcade game for just a few rounds. And it's like, okay, but you also acknowledge that some modern games take time to beat too, that anyone can beat them if you throw yourself at them enough. Isn't that what you're advocating for arcade games though? That is directly cognitive dissonance. Alright, let's see. I'll just I'll just fucking bookmark this, and we'll call it... What do we want to name this guy? We'll just name him Maxim, and it's in my bookmarks now. People aren't used to playing old school games, aren't good at old school games. Something like that. If it only took you about a dozen rounds to figure that out. Simple fellow. At least he didn't insult his reading ability. Which means that people who are good at modern video games are inferior to people who are good at Golden Age video games? Because practically anyone can have a good deal of success with modern video games, while relatively few people can have a good deal of success with Golden Age video games? It's like comparing a good chess player to a good Go Fish player. Are you fucking kidding me? There's no way anyone can genuinely believe this, right? Right? Again, the Dark Souls clear rates, like, however much time after, was only fucking 60%. And it sharply drops off as New Game Plus gets harder. People just stop playing this game because of how hard it is, and you are directly discrediting it. Yeah, I fucking hate the term Golden Age of video games, by the way, because it's not the fucking Golden Age. You know when the fucking Golden Age of video games was? Whenever, like, fucking, like, it can be whenever you want, right? Because to me, the Golden Age of video games was PS1. I fucking love basically every PS1 game I've ever played. N64, also great for the most part. What's the third one there? Dreamcast, also amazing. Like, I could make just as much of a fucking argument that Golden Age refers to whatever my favorite video games are, you know? Oh, you see, Golden Age was actually, like, 1996 to 2001, because in that time frame, Sonic Adventure came out, and that's my favorite video game, guys. Or, fucking, Golden Age of video games refers to fucking 2017, because that's when my favorite game of all time, Project Eva Future Tone, came out. Like, holy shit, that is such a nothing term. And also, a good chess player to a good Go Fish player? No, because chess is a fair game. You are defending video games being directly unfair and stealing your money. This guy probably really likes EA. And, oh god. Next time, don't be intentionally misleading with your posts, so you don't hurt yourself trying to explain yourself. The effects of your unfortunate reading disability in no way translate to me being intentionally misleading. The point I made in my initial comment was simple, straightforward, and practically self-evident, i.e. it followed from simple logic. Your problem is that you can barely read and you're dumb as a mud fence? What does that mean? Is that the new catchphrase? Dumb as a mud fence? What? That slow Doug? I just... Holy shit. I'm glad you're proud of yourself. Sorry your life is so sad that the greatest achievements in it are your accolades in arcade video games and your sense of self-worth that stems from that. Your laughable attempt at a crystal ball reading is dismissed? What does that mean? Miss Cleo? Who is Miss Cleo? Is this a character I'm not aware of? Hold on. Oh my god. This is an obscure-ass reference. Okay. That's it? Oh my god. Your tacit concession remains noted. Oh my god. This dude's catchphrases are reading disability, tacit concession, fucking slow Doug? Where was that fucking mud comment? Dumb as a mud fence. And crystal ball reading, Miss Cleo. Note it all you want, there's no point in arguing your idiotic point that being good at one type of video game simply because the game is harder to beat automatically means you're just a better gamer. Many games have no skill ceiling and therefore are impossible to compare skill to people who play other games. See any multiplayer game. I mean, that's not technically true. Skill ceiling is kind of a tricky subject because it plays off of who you're playing against, typically, in multiplayer games, but, I mean, yeah, many games don't have a skill ceiling. Like, there's only a certain speed you can reach when finishing Dark Souls naked with only your fists, right? Like... This guy, you're wasting your time, dude. Are you Cranky Kong? He's definitely Cranky Kong. He definitely wins Angry Internet Argument Tryhard Award. Minus the angry and minus the tryhard, both of which are figments of your reading disability-fueled imagination, you're on the right track. Words on a screen don't make me angry, and there is no need to try hard when arguing with simpletons, such as yourself, for example. Lol, see how mad he is. Reading disability alert part 2. Dude, okay. When someone's like, yeah, he's angry, and then he's like, I'm not angry, and he's like, lol, see how mad he is. When you get mad and respond, you're giving him what he wants. Right? This dude, K-Mills is baiting this guy. So defensive, he's like angry Nintendo nerd, but without any humor. I disagree, his posts are hilarious. Don't hurt yourself trying to come up with something original. You keep repeating yourself, so everything will be okay. Promise, given the same input, you'll get the same output, moron. In any case, you demonstrated the inability to read properly 3 times. Same input for which you alerted your unfortunate reading disability 3 times. Same output. Is that clear? Hayseed? What are these insults? What the fuck? Also, it was really not the same input. Let's be honest here. Clearly a miserable person would rather insult people and tell them they can't read than accept a fact that he's just a sad, angry nerd who might be an inferior gamer. It's kind of amusing, to be honest. Seems like every insult is about reading Oh, it looks like there's a deleted account here? Oh, it's hard to say what this is. This is either a deleted account or a deleted comment of some kind. Seems like every insult is about reading disabilities and being a moron. Well done, Captain Obvious. Intelligence and reading ability are typically the only 2 things you can legitimately praise during an argument online, but you can't, though. But you literally can't, because you might not be making your point as clearly as you thought you were, right? So, you can't even properly get this. They are the only qualities relevant to an argument. No. They are not, though. Emotional control is very important in an argument. Low intelligence and reading disabilities are both major hindrances to being able to properly argue. This guy does not have any room to talk to people about properly arguing. Thus, they are the only legitimate targets for insults. If I point out someone's lack of intelligence and or lack of reading abilities because they have established their stupidity and or reading disability, whether or not you can think it's considered an insult is irrelevant. No, but it is an insult. You are directly insulting someone's intelligence, so it's an insult. That's what an insult is. Out of left field psychobabble, and in this case in point, you've clearly established yourself as an idiot, and only idiots engage in psychobabble. What? What the fuck is psychobabble? And then reading disability alert part 4. Another illusion of a tryhard. So, clearly we're missing some comments here. You consider that to be a wall of text. Aside from the fact that you clearly don't know what the term means, this is a good example of dumbing down society, Captain ADHD. Wow, now he's insulted. First it's dyslexia and other related reading disabilities, and now it's ADHD. What's next? Is this dude gonna break out the autism card? Is he... Like, I wouldn't even put it past him anymore. I'd make him see my therapist. I remember the comments being there. I wonder what happened. I don't know. Maybe it's like... You know, there's, like, a small chance that, like, maybe... This dude seems like the kind of dude who'd, like, get into a fight, so maybe I blocked him on this account, like, years ago. That might be what happened. I don't tend to block people anymore, unless it's, like, a bot or something. Like, on any platform, really. I block people on Twitter, but that's because it's Twitter. By the way, your laughable attempt at crystal ball reading is dismissed, Miss Cleo. Again? 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 What? What does this mean? This is like the exact same line of text. He's copying and pasting it. It's not a joke, Road Apple. Ironically, here's a joke I used on Kevin Miller's Now Fitting for You. Given the same input, get the same output. Oh my god. More crystal ball reading. This is as good as it gets as far as... Oh, no, don't dislike that. Like that. I hope this brings this guy back to this comment thread. I find it funny that basically he's saying all the same things you said, that he said to me. Interesting enough, he doesn't clearly understand what a wall of text is. Excessively long post, notice board or talk page discussion from Wikipedia. So much nerd rage and tryhard furiously typed into all his posts. Oh, look, he fucking... What is this uncyclopedia thing? Oh, it's a closed wiki. What was the uncyclopedia? Does anyone know what this means? You can't see them either? Okay. So it looks like this person just either deleted his account or his account got deleted by, like, YouTube or something like that. So it looks like... I might be able to plug this into the Wayback Machine. I doubt I'd have this comment thread, though. I'll have to try that. This is a fucking legendary comment thread. Oh look. Wikipedia, massive wall of text. How much farther is this gonna go down? Oh, hey, it's you! We're almost at the end. Let's push through. Let's just push through here. Alright? We're almost at the end. Clearly your simple mind. Comical irony alert. No. Is only capable of grasping one definition. Is the more informative definition actually makes sense, moron? What? Wait, but I can't even view that. The encyclopedia is gone. Why do you think it's called the wall of text? Because there's no paragraph take... He's trying to argue that a wall of text is, like, something that is not broken up by paragraphs, when a wall of text is just any unnecessarily long reply on a fucking image board or, like, forum. Backpedaling, monkey see, monkey do? What the fuck is he talking about? Massive wall of text is not an established term. Massive is simply one of many adjectives one could use before the established term wall of text, and it only modifies it in the normal way, and according to the definition of the word massive? What is he talking about? Yes, it is an established term. It's established enough to be on Wikipedia. Nor does the definition that Jim Henderson made up for his essay that you linked match my posts. That must have been in the deleted guy. And then, of course, another reading disability insult. Hilarious amount of effort and text used to respond only further illustrates my point. Only from the perspective of an idiot do my posts seem like a large amount of effort, and only from the perspective of someone who has never read anything longer than a Twitter tweet? Oh good, he's calling out Twitter. 5 years ago he's calling out Twitter. Like, what? No, okay. The reason you don't dump walls of text on people online is because it doesn't give them a chance. First off, no one's going to read it. You are lowering the chance of people comprehending your argument. And second, it doesn't give whoever you're arguing with the chance to respond. Because you're dumping so much shit on them. And then the walls of text, you need to install a monkey see, monkey do alert. I agree. We need that on stream right now. You know what? And once I establish donations, that's going to be my donation thing. Monkey see, monkey do alert. You know? That's just gonna be how it works here. I hope this guy is still around and he's gonna find this and be mad. Only from the... Like, we are so far removed from Donkey Kong 64 right now. They're just arguing about arguing now. Oh my god. When an established idiot with a reading disability, again with the reading disability, asserts that someone illustrates his point as if someone has the mental, such a person has the mental horsepower to even make a valid point in the first place, the mere assertion is as worthless as tits on a boar. Okay, another really, really weird one, but I think I've heard that one before. And then also, like, okay, I would like to establish right now that, I do not intend to sound like a Tumblr type when I say this. What the fuck is up with this dude's ableism? Like, for real. Holy shit. Your tacit concession on the matter is noted. Again. I'm not even arguing with him. Obviously, idiots such as yourself are inherently incapable of arguing. Merely gainsaying or heckling is the best they can ever muster due to the severe limitations of your paltry brains. What the fuck? They aren't talking to him. As far as I can tell, no one is responding to him anymore. Look, someone finally responds to him again. Christ. I just don't argue about trivial things like if old school or modern games are better. Nah, you're confused. I didn't ask you a question, but rather I told you that you're an idiot, thus inherently incapable of arguing. That is not true. Idiots are fully capable of arguing. I worked retail. I know this. That you replied with mere gainsaying is funny enough, and I saw that you were getting pissed about the subject. Most things idiots see don't reflect reality in any way. I'm so glad he quotes everything, because even with these replies gone, we get the whole picture. Arguing, even arguments which are one-sided due to the other side being utterly inept, equals entertainment. And being entertained is quite the opposite of being pissed. Slow Doug. Trademarked. So I thought I'd fuck around with you. I don't argue with... So let's piece together his comment. I don't argue about trivial things. I saw you were getting pissed, and I thought I'd fuck with you. And he's like, no you weren't, no you weren't, no you weren't. There are few things online more comical than the ubiquitous naivety of the garden variety idiot. In reality, using written words as a medium, you're not even smart enough to fuck with... to fuck with your fellow idiot Kevin Miller. Okay, hold on. This dude is the epitome of using big words to sound smart, though. Right? This man will archive the whole internet before it gets completely censored. Yeah, I will. You do know you've been using the same exact jokes and phrases over and over again, so maybe you should just shut the hell up. Oh my god. Same input, same output. Someone demonstrates they have a reading disability. They have a reading disability. I pointed out again, this is more of his same input, same output. Idiots have a very limited variety of input. Okay, but his input is now limited, right? Right? He's the one who commented in the first place, so technically speaking, he's the one leading this discussion. He is the input, which is inherently spinning in circles right now, calling himself an idiot. Whoever told you this thread is some sort of completely original reply every time contest dupes you. Is that clear, airhead? Oh, look, a new insult. Fuck you, that's all, goodbye. Your tacit concession is noted, ninny. Is this dude fucking British? What is wrong with you? Reading disability? Might want to read my hopefully interesting comment. Can we see it? It might have been deleted. I don't know. We're almost to the end, though, right? Yeah, we're almost there. Almost there! I don't know what the fuck this is. Happened a story, same thing happened to me with my nephew, who was shocked to see them at that stage. And if he was blah blah blah, wall of text. I don't think anyone responded to him, we don't need to read that. I read your story and had a smile on my face. People who read your story, I'm pretty disappointed in you. I read your responses to people who read your story, and I'm pretty disappointed in you. Why do you attack everyone who disagrees with you? Sheesh. I feel bad for you, because you've clearly suffered a lot. I hope things get better for you. Your laughable attempt at a crystal ball reading is dismissed, Miss Cleo, as the entire post in general, given that it's nothing but a non sequitur from deep, deep left field. The fuck is this guy talking about? Beat the game 100% on all 3 saves. You know what? I beat the Jetpack game on Martin Luther King Jr. Day for the Rareware coin. Got 8,000 points flat and 1,000 points for each boss, and beat the last level on boss Oscar Day. With good stuff about it too. You want to hear it? How do you like them affables? I just remember how I got into Mario when I got a Game Boy Advance as a gift from my grandparents, and it was bundled with Mario Advance. So this guy's just showing off. Like, see, I'm a modern video game. I'm not bad. Something, blah, blah, blah. Nesport had 3 stages, did have all 4 stages. Oh, hey, is this an actual dev responding to this insane comment thread? Brendan Gunn Donkey Kong. It might be. Brendan Gunn Archives. Holy shit! Yeah, wow! He's a Rareware developer in this insane thread. Let's see. It does take a lot of brain power to fuck with Kevin Miller. Seriously, one of the guys is a time traveler and an alien just wanted to fuck with a bunch of people. This thread is a treasure. Oh, hey! Here you are. He does not respond from here on out, so I think we're done. I think we're done here. Alright. What a fucking ride. Alright.